Hey, it worked this time. I've tried to, this is my third time's the charm on this, you guys. Like, it just didn't want to connect for me today. Anyway, my hat is just perpetually crooked. I think it's just like crooked. I think maybe the hat is just crooked itself. But what up, world? I made it despite technical difficulties and hat difficulties, and this thing is confusing me. Oh, how's everybody's Tuesday? Oh my gosh. So yeah, now that technical difficulties are one thing, but verbal difficulties are something else. This thing did not want to connect for me today, and now I'm all flustered. I don't know why. It didn't want to connect for me. How many times have I done this? Exactly the same way, basically. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're here. We're here for an hour, just for yucks, mainly, because I did not have a video up today, because I was not planning on having a video up today. I will have one up tomorrow. And I did say on yesterday's live stream that I was going to have, the topic for y'all today, and I'm unfortunately still kind of up in the air on that. We had a couple of good ideas in yesterday's live stream, what up, kitty cat? Good morning. So, what up, Caleb? How you doing? I'm trying for some sanity. I'm trying. Like I was just saying, this thing didn't even want to connect for me today. Like, so we're going to try and go sit on the patio and see if it works, like always. This is what we always do. I don't know why sometimes it wants to work and sometimes it doesn't, which is, just a little nerve-wracking to not like have even that basic feeling of I have any control over what the hell's going on. Can we block out some of that light maybe? That'd be really nice too. But sometimes you can't have everything. Oh. Cool. You do that and I'll lounge here and spark a smoke. That does sound good. Okay. Oh, and here's my big glass of ice water because yeah, it's a warm one out here today, vaping in the bathtub. That's fantastic. Are you in the States too? Is it midday for you as well? Almost sounds like an evening thing. Oh, but it is gorgeous here. Here, you guys, look at my view. Look at that. Not bad, huh? That's what I get to sit and look at. Mainly trees, 10:05. Oh, you're mountain time? Right on. Oh my gosh. I don't take baths all that often. I shower, but like to just sit and juices. I'd need to have a and we don't. We just have a regular tub. For now, if we had a jacuzzi tub, that might be another matter. That might be a different thing, Oh yeah, marinate. Yeah, I marinated my own juices while I'm walking around in the woods on a summer day like an idiot, because I'm like, 80% humidity and 90 degrees. Sounds like a fun time. I'm going to go outside, like, I don't know. I can't stay indoors. Sometimes I wonder if I'm not claustrophobic or something. I just need to be outside. I don't know. I'm too old for baths. I lay down. I don't come back up. That's bad. when you're in the water. Yeah, that's making Caleb soup. Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, y'all don't want to know how difficult it was for me to convince the youngest one not to drink the bath water. I think he's past it now. But like I just caught him with a rubber ball in his mouth yesterday and I thought he was over that too. So better to catch it than not, I suppose. Kids, man. I tell you. Ooh. But so yeah, as far as video topics, I know we had some good stuff in the live stream yesterday that we discussed. I was listening to it actually right before I got on here because I had to run to the grocery store this morning, blah 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 blah. And so I didn't get all the way through it, is what I'm saying. And I think a lot of that good stuff was closer to the end. So far I've got what is femininity, which is like, that's a head scratcher, right? I'm not sure I can write that video in one night. Makes me wonder if people that smoke have to go outside and get some sun are actually healthier than homebodies. I mean, does the extra vitamin D like outweigh the tobacco, the tar? No, I don't think so, but it's a lovely thought. I had a cat that used to sneak into my son's bath time to lick the bubbles. Cats are goofy. Okay, we're about to get an ad. We're almost 10 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and let this one, the next one it puts up in like 2 more minutes. I will skip that one. Okay. I just went ahead and ads today because it doesn't seem to actually make a difference. When I set it to conservative, it's ads. So, meh. Go outside and huff all that car exhaust. Yeah. There's that. Like, my mother lives right next to a big freeway and an airport, and all of her cats die of cancer. I don't know if those facts are actually connected, but like, there is no way I would have bought that house. Let's just say that. I had a cat that would eat jizz off a floor. Why was there a floor? There's a story involved? Yeah, I bet. Gross. My dad used to have a cat that would just lick the walls like they were popsicles. Like it was tasty. He would just sit there and lick the wall. Our most recently deceased dog would regularly eat plastic anything. Bottles, small toys, like they could left around and could fit in his mouth. He would eat it. That dog died of cancer too. I wonder, and I genuinely have eating all that plastic was bad for him. You know? Would just disappear. Okay. And occasionally turn up in dog piles in the yard. Right? So that dog was eating that shit. He was a sweet dog, but man, that dog was dumb. Okay. Pull-out method combined with wood floor and a fast cat. That's gross. That's... See, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You'll hear me say this sometimes, like, my unacknowledged goal in every day is to, like, get through it without encountering random what, why is this so difficult? Like, as an exercise, you know? You're ignoring Caleb now, right? Oh my God. My cat has a thing for elastic bands. We have to hide it from her. Nice. My mom likes to take like the rings off the milk jugs, you know, the plastic ring, and she'll just like cat toy and throw it on the floor. And they go for them. They love those things. It's so funny. Caleb's crying. Oh, honey, 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 honey. No, just like, that's, oh. See, to me, this is damn funny because this is how it always be. This is how it always be. Like, oh. I swear to God, if women were as free with our period stories as y'all are with your, like, penis stories, there's an exercise for you, huh? There's a thought for you, right? Mm. Maybe eating those gave the cats cancer. Period palm. Yeah, that's what we were gonna do today. Actually, that's what I was thinking. It is. Fire away. He's okay. He says you can't gross out. Yeah. Yeah. No, I have a pretty strong stomach myself. It's that particular thing. Just the word. That's my question. Okay, like that. And how exactly is it that people can claim with any amount of seriousness we don't live in a masculine society? The level of difficulty that I encounter in my life of getting through your average day without encountering at least the idea of random dick is so bonkers to me. It's not actually gross. It's just good. No, I know. I have it pulled up. I just want to give it a few more minutes, see in case anybody else shows up. Like, thank you for reminding me, because I knew there was something that I meant to do on here today. I am absolutely flying by my pants trying to do so much on this channel. But, boy, howdy, is it worth it, you guys? Okay, this is the ad I said I was going to skip. Okay. My revenue is up 69% over last week. So thank you guys for tuning in and all of your support and everything. This is awesome stuff. And, if I could actually manage to carve out a little bit of independence for myself using my skills, that would only be the bee's knees. That would only be the best thing ever, right? And we're so close. I think guys pretend to be grossed out by women. Cultural thing. I think that's part of it. Thank you. I thank you, right? That is nice, right? I'm very pleased. Putting in all this extra work is actually accomplishing something. It's great. It's a good feeling. I don't know about that. I think some guys might pretend to, out of some kind of deference or whatever, but like, I've had guys beg us, me and other, when other women were having this conversation, I've had guys, please stop, please stop, please stop. Oh God, please stop. Like they really don't want to hear it. Which is generally speaking not an issue because we don't. Penises are more fun than a period. I gotta give you that's a low bar, like, but I gotta give you that. Even urinating is more fun than men's. Here we go. That's better. And the breeze is nice when it's present. So, yeah, we'll give it till about 12:30 and then I'll put it on, okay? I've seen guys that are like that, but they are squeamish about everything. I mean, it is really funny to me the number of guys who are just kind of squeamish about blood in general, which seems like a very stereotypically unmasculine thing to me, right? Shouldn't that be some sort of threat to their masculinity? Can't handle the sight of blood. That's okay. My two boys both hate bugs. Like, they're both like, oh my God, bugs. And it's the funniest fucking thing. And, I'm tempted to tease them and be like, oh my gosh, they're just, but I would hate to have, and I try not to say stuff remotely resembling, man, around my sons, like, because that's not. Imagine if your dad had done that shit to you, I'd be like, women, right in front of you, like, that's fucked up. Try not to do that shit. Yeah, I had to force my son to hold a snake. He was so freaked out at first, which is rational. That's instinctual. Like, and being icked out by bugs, I think, is normal. Like, on the other hand, I took the little guy down the hill to the creek the other day, and the woods down there are just crawling with spiders, and I have my walking stick, and I'm knocking the webs down so we can, get through without actually meeting the spiders, who of course do not want to meet us either, right? And he was good about it. He was very brave. My kitchen knife. Whoa! Okay, that's hardcore. What is this? Holy shit. Where would you even, I don't do something like that. And if I did, I probably wouldn't. Not to say I don't know how to be aggressive, but it's not exactly my, like, most forward trait, just saying. Right, yeah. So I guess what I'm getting at is that whole thing about how, boys have a stronger stomach is nonsense. That's a stereotype in my experience. Anyway, that young boys are just naturally have a stronger constitution is bullshit. Right? She's in the mountains in the Philippines. Well, were they in her kitchen? That's terrifying. Because I know nothing about life in the rural Philippines. For all I know, it's crawling with snakes. It is, it's probably more rural than this place actually is. Because there's a whole lot of farmland around here. I'm a brute. So, yeah, right? Like, I've known, like both men who can't handle anything. And I don't want another ad right now. We just had one. I'll let the next one play. We're going to do every other ad, okay? No, I've definitely known men who couldn't handle a damn thing, and women who were brutes. I've definitely, like I say, that kind of thing is just temperamental. And it might be some sort of Venn diagram of the sexes there, but, like, I don't know that, and this is the kind of thing that bothers me, because a lot of personality are kind of, a lot of them are, the female psyche exists, but to what extent? Where, which traits are sex specific to any degree? We have no fucking idea, really, because no one is studying that. Everybody's studying the opposite. Everybody in the whole fucking world seems to be trying to prove that sex differences don't matter psychologically at all. That we as women should be able to just put our big girl pants on and go act like men and have that be no problem at all, which is harmful bullshit. But the alternative is blank space, which is why what is femininity is probably not going to be my video that I make tonight, because that is not something I can script in one evening. I don't think I can. That would be a bunch of bluster, because I'm going to have to do some more thinking on that one. Both sexes should be appreciated. Yeah, right. It was a big storm, and crabs, snakes, and frogs start running into your house to escape flooding. Okay. So it did happen naturally, but it's not an everyday thing. Gotcha. Right. But in order to appreciate both sexes, we have to have any solid understanding of what the fuck that. And I've literally seen studies of things like they claim that they have demonstrated girls were constitutionally weaker because we tend to cry more. An assumption to me. The fact that you have water leak out your eyes more often doesn't mean that you. Person? What the fuck is that? That is how you feel and express your emotions. I don't see the correlation there. That tears equal weakness seems like a masculine assumption that would be then unfairly applied to those little girls, right? What up, Philological? How you doing? Men be all jealous of the bear getting picked over them, and I'm like, I see and encounter bears in the woods all the time. They ain't that scary. I know how to handle them and what to expect from them more than a random dude. Exactly. And that was the point of that, right? Is that bears are more fucking predictable than men. And if you encounter a random bear in the woods, you have a pretty solid idea of why he's there. He lives there. He probably didn't follow you there, okay? It is as surprised to meet you as you are to meet him. And there's a good something that has nothing to do with you. Men are just as fickle and emotional, getting all upright over women choosing bear uptight. You're right. Yeah, right. As if their lack of pause isn't the problem, right? As if their apparent unwillingness or inability, I think depending on the individual, to step back for a second and go, why would they say that though? Like, and really consider it is the problem in a nutshell, right? um because that's what I said. The culture enables all their worst. That's what I was saying during the premiere yesterday. The culture seems to just enable all the masculine psyche's worst impulses, right? And sometimes even enshrines them and deifies them, even. Umbrella. Oh no. And that's a pretty simple logic for how it is that, you end up with a population of men who are both like part of the problem, but not evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not rocket science. Essentially, they're a population of spoiled brats. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It means they need to learn better. And some of them are probably the psyche, I don't think, that there's nothing to be done about. Have a spine loose. Why are you such a pain today? Huh? Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me? Don't do this to me. Okay. I think from the here we get another ad, and I'm gonna let this one run. You see how close together they are. That's nuts. I think from the perspective of the men upset about the bear thing, they find it dehumanizing. If that's true, they haven't done a very good job of making that argument. And man, the triggering your misandry video got us right. Says that men can't them damn selves. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Men know a threat when they see a man in the woods. Right. Not to the extent, right? and like automatically enter into some sort of mental competition. Like the moment they enter a social situation, y'all apparently just kind of almost unconsciously organize shit into like social hierarchies based on your own understanding and observation of things, because you need to like understand where you fit, right? Which is fine, but like I've said this before too, I don't think most women naturally think like that. Okay, I will enter a social situation and begin observing the relationships in play around me, yeah, but I don't automatically tiering them in regards to who I think is the most authority, who has the most authority in the room. That's strange to me. And it's so strange to me, but it's so ubiquitous that it took me a long time to put my finger on what exactly the fuck was going on. And now that I've, figured this out and started to look into it, I actually found like this appears to be what is going on. It is just a social functional thing that men tend to do that women fucking don't. You want to talk about masculine versus female, feminine psyche, like that? Cause that's the kind of thing that no one's fucking studying. I haven't been involved much in the man, bear, pig discourse. Thank you, right? Like, where's the pig? Where is the pig? That's what I've been wondering this whole time as a 90s kid, right? Like, we get the man, we get the bear. I know there's a pig in here somewhere. Because it occurred in the bad place, TikTok, where I refuse to tread. It's probably wise. Choosing a bear isn't dehumanizing. Calling them bears might be choosing the bear, but doesn't suggest they're not human beings. Man, bear, pig! I'm cereals. Right? And the algorithm is what I've been fighting with all this time. Okay, for me, a man pops out in the woods, I size them up and I think, can they kill me or can I kill them? And then we just nod. What a weird fucking thing to think. What a weird way to greet. Isn't that weird? I don't know. But like, neither of y'all went out into the woods that day looking to murder somebody, right? There's a chance that that's not on his mind either, right? That's strange to me. We do it every time. That's what I'm saying. Women don't fucking think that way ordinarily, and y'all project that on us. And when it comes to that equation, when I'm talking to a man, I always lose. Or there's a really good chance that I lose that comparison every fucking time. Now imagine that. Imagine that. Maybe a dumb idea of just the general anxiety level that women live with all the fucking. It makes me laugh when men go on are naturally submissive, when in reality men are obsessed with hierarchies. Thank you, right? Falling in line, trying to establish leaders. Thank you. That's their thing. Their thing. I don't care what anyone thinks. I still think South Park is peak satire. Oh yeah, leadership. Oh, okay, it makes me trying to establish leadership. Right? Yeah, that's just how they think. And I don't think most women naturally think like that. I don't. I accept bears, but I live in bear country. Yep, we do it. See, and I'm not necessarily trying to sit here and say that men are wrong for this. The wrong is assuming that that's just how the world works. Is assuming that that's just how society works. Is assuming that women also think this way. That's the shit that pisses me off. And we can't have this conversation. We can't sit here and be like, no, that's a y'all thing. Because that play, I think I did. I'm going to skip this one because it's trying to give me another one already. Kitty cat, you probably don't accept bears into your supermarket and wouldn't let a bear watch your son. True. I accept men in the supermarket. I would not let most of them watch my son. Just a random dude who I don't know? I mean, to be fair, there's a really good chance I wouldn't let a random woman I don't know watch my son either. That's not so much as a sexist thing as a stranger thing. Because that's just dereliction of duty, right? Handing your kid over to a random person. I would never let him watch my kid. Right. I would never let a man watch my son either. Right. Just a random one? Like, that? Absolutely. If he had any uncles, doesn't, strangely, then yeah, probably. You know, someone I know and have some reason to trust or some recourse. You know, funnily enough, pre-transition. Like I have, and that's the problem with that, is we want to encourage men to be nurturing, right? Which is another example of a trait that's supposedly sex specific, and I don't believe that. You know, men historically have had to turn the nurturing side of themselves to little personal private things, like how a dude in olden days would just love his horse, right? And spoil that thing and talk to it like it's a person, and like, how's that not nurturing that animal, right? Like to a way to a degree that a mode of transport does not need, right? Hell, I don't know any guy who I'd trust to watch him. Right, yeah, but I don't think that that's because men are incapable of nurturing and tending to children. That's ridiculous. Here in this current present time, maybe there aren't a whole lot of them who'd be good for it now. But is that because they are too stupid or like weren't children? Like, that's not it. Is that in order to be a decent caregiver to a child, all you really have to do is remember what the fuck it's like to be a child. Which we all had that experience for like 10 years. Men and their relationships with their dogs. Yeah, right? Right? I'm curious how that whole horse thing is now stereotypically associated with girls. I don't know. I think it might have. My immediate thought is that misogynist societal creep I was talking about last week, where, you know, something will be a symbol of masculinity and therefore authority, and then women will, you know, start to creep into that because, you know, we want authority too. We want to be able to do things that look cool too. And over time, so then it tilts towards the feminine and becomes feminine coded, and then men abandon it and move on to whatever their next cool thing is that the girls aren't doing yet. Man's best friend, supposedly. Yeah, dogs, yeah. It happened around 50,000 years ago. What? Domestication of dogs? Like, yeah. Really strikes me weird how many men will treat and pamper their pets. Right, yeah. And even inanimate objects like cars with such care. Yeah, right. Rarely have this in children. Right, because it's like they feel like that is some be tender masculine. But to say that the masculine psyche does not possess those qualities is so asinine and untrue. The color pink used to be given to baby boys and girls wore blue. Right, that changed over time. Don't know why, but I don't remember. I don't know why either. Hot take, but those people who like dogs better than humans because dogs love you unconditionally, that's oh yeah! Agreed. That's a giant red flag because it's an animal that's literally bred to love you unconditionally no matter what you do to it. And if that is your idea of an ideal, an animal that's going to drop when you get home and just love bomb you within an inch of your life, yeah, that's not normal. I do think with cats you have to earn their love. Yeah, a little bit. Sus. That's why I love cats. They're such assholes. Right, but the dog can't help it. Like I say, they are bred that way. The dog can't help that it loves you unconditionally. It cannot. It has the capacity. That level of self-analysis of, oh wow, maybe this isn't good for me. You know, that's terrifying. Anna Kasparian has said she loves dogs for that reason. Oh no! That woman, I have wanted to like her so badly over the years because sometimes I'm like, yeah, go Anna, and other times it's like, wah. And to thank you for like 20 years or some shit at this point. So, yeah. Did we skip the last one or did we let it play? I don't even remember anymore. We've been on here for 40 minutes and we've already had like 10 of them. I think I skipped the last one. So I'm going to let this one play and skip the next one when it inevitably comes up in another 5 minutes. Yes, all the cats need all the homes and love. Well, yeah. Agreed. It's kind of creepy. Anyone who hates cats but loves dogs instantly makes me nervous. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone who hates cats just to sort of, what, have you ever met a cat? Like, and I don't hate dogs. I pity them, right? How you like anybody who says I hate entire group of animal, humans, cats, dogs, whatever. What is that? What? Why? Why? Like hate is such a strong word. Or like people who hate kids. You just hate people because kids are a form of human being. Like everyone starts life as a kid. So you hate everyone. That's what you're saying. Like that's bizarre to me. Do you not enjoy the company of children? Okay, fine. Do you not? Okay, fine. Do you not, you know what? That's what I'm hate is such a strong word. Do you not enjoy cats? Do you not like cats? Do you not, maybe you're allergic to them? Maybe you had somebody when you were, younger who you could not control, let their cat piss all over your stuff and you just have this bad association. You hate cowboys? I don't know that I've ever met a cowboy. I pity dogs for loving men. Yeah. Cats deserve literally all the attention they want 24/7. It's a tragedy that they can't get. And a lot of them. One who is kind of like a dog in that he's all pet me, pet me, pet me, pet me, pet me. I'm going to lay on what you're doing until you pet me, pet me, pet me, pet me. And then we have our middle-aged tabby lady who is kind of average, who occasionally wants some attention, but for the most part is cool just to be left on her own. And then we have our newest edition who is traumatized, who if you touch her, will bite you. So there's a range is what I'm saying. People who are like, I hate cats. Have you met one? Have you met more than one? I'm going to get 2 cats so they have company when I'm out at work all day. Yeah, that's sweet. That's sweet and probably a good idea. Oh, I just can't. Things drive me nuts. We got about 20 minutes left, so I had a customer walk up, head to spurs. I asked him where his horse was, get on it, and ride away. Holy crap! That's crazy. Yeah, because I don't think you can drive. Yes, get to. They act like they end up having a love just bitchy, but love to be bitchy relationship with each other. You're right. You're right. You're right. They'll fight at first because they have to work out a pecking order, being animals and whatever. And like, it's funny because I think it's really easy to look at female relationships and see hierarchies there. But again, a lot of times I do. I think that's projection. Because you might see one woman as having authority over the other, and they might be how they see it too, but that doesn't make her like above her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. This is why this is a nice video, because the hierarchy mindset has been described. Is a more an approach. Social interaction, like what that's gonna take some meditating, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have to dig a little deep for that one. We're animals. We are, and that's what I'm saying. Like even if you have like a 2 women who are establish what their roles are between the 2 of them in a given situation, I feel like they're consciously or, they're not struggling to find their place hierarchy that they see as external to themselves. That felt like it was something. I wouldn't want that happening. Wait. I'd want that side. Yeah, ideally twins. Yeah, litter mates would be good because that time when the landlord's cats kind of adopted me, one of them bullied the other and would hit her all the time. Yeah. That's not good. I've also noticed when apparent female hierarchies appear, it's often men putting women against each other. Right. And that was what I was thinking as I was saying that just now, is a lot of times the men who are pitting the women against one another are in your head. Right? You get a bunch of women together in that addressed internalized misogyny that makes you insecure and self-conscious, and I'm going to skip this ad. So you end up fighting with one another and and doing it yourself, doing it for them. It's so horrifying. It's totally projection. Just look at Lions in a Pride. It's presented as a male lording over his female harem when reality, lions choose one breeding stud and no more to keep cohesion. Right. We've talked about lions before, and they're a fun example. But to stick with humans for a minute, that's the core of my frustration with, well, women, really, is, we want to get together without the men, but you can't. Okay, you can take the girl out of the society, but you can't take the society out of the girl. Okay, we are all unconscious perpetuators of this shit against ourselves and against other women. So if you just put a bunch of women together in a group with no men around, it really doesn't change a whole lot, does it? That doesn't solve the fucking problem, which is horrifying. I think all of us underestimate how much we really do learn sort of through osmosis. Saying you are the sum of the people you associate, which isn't entirely, yeah. So, expand that to everyone you've ever known, everyone you've ever. Get to the end of the first movie where Doc Brown is like, whatever, bring her with us to the future. It concerns her anyway. So they get in the car, whip off into the future with the girlfriend in the car. And the second kind of shoehorned by that turn of events, because literally the first thing they do in the second movie is knock the bitch and leave her in the back car to her future home, and she gets to hide in the closet, right? And the daughter is also played by Michael J. Fox. Why? I don't know. Apparently finding another female cast member was beyond these people. The second Back to the Future movie is fun and games and everything, and misogynist is all hell. And oh my God, it did not hit me that way as a kid, obviously. But the fact that they literally just fridged the girlfriend for the second and the third movie. She spends the entire third movie at home in 1985 asleep on the fucking porch. So, and these were my favorite movies when I was 9, 10 years old, I guess the third one's better. I haven't rewatched that one lately. It was on when I came out here. The one with all the, he loves that one, but who isn't, is that Back to the Future Part 2 is the one I was complaining about. On Part 3, because they're basically one long movie. They filmed them simultaneously. Is in itself peak. Awesome. Yeah. No, okay. So the misogyny, where the writers literally just didn't know what to do with the girlfriend character, so they just knocked her out and left her in the alleyway. I'm like, what the As a kid, you take these kind of decisions, these kind of things for granted. You don't see them as writing decisions. But as an adult, you're just like, what? That's Elizabeth's shoe. Y'all just gonna leave her in an alley? What the fuck is that? And we're gonna get another ad. So, and like I say, Mary Steenburgen's character in the third movie is like a person who isn't entirely defined by her relationship with them. So that's nice. That's good. You know, it's like, oh. No, yeah. And the other thing I was going to say is in the first movie, during that nail-biting sequence at the end where he's like melting on stage trying to play guitar because his hand is fucking disappearing and his parents are about to kiss, and then dude cuts in while they're dancing and is like, ha 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 ha. That dude is the ginger in the entire movie. Making ginger. No, we don't need back-to-back ads. I'm going to lose everybody. Good grief. You're trying to imagine this. You've never seen Back to the Future, my man? Like, go watch Back to the Future. It's a good flick. Like, it's a classic for a reason. And the first one is nowhere near as misogynist as the second one is. In the first one, his mom is allowed to make mistakes from them and stuff. It's funny because I see the amount of people in chat go down by half, then up by half in the span of a minute. Yeah, right. So, but I definitely know I might really lose some people, and that's be upsetting. We didn't get a TV till 95. Okay. I mean, oh man, like, watch, you'll do yourself a favor. It's fun, like. And at some point in the second one last night, the little guy, he goes, okay, now Doc Brown just sounds like Rick from Rick and Morty. I'm like, yeah. Who do you think Rick from Rick and Morty is based on, baby? Rick and Morty, Doc and Marty. And he just went, like, and Christopher Lloyd is kids, like good kids movies, like from when I was, love that dude, because like between Doc Brown, Mr. Adam, and Judge Doom, that man ruled. And I was like how you play all three, like those three amazingly different characters, and literally the only thing that unites them is that that he does. Even I knew that, though I've watched neither. Yeah, but when I was 10, this blew my mind. Okay, so like that's funny because my number just went down by half again, and I wonder if people are getting ads whether I cancel them or not. You haven't seen any of them? Well, I mean, I'm dating myself severely here. These are all 30 and 40-year-old films that I watched and loved as a child. Finally, because we used to watch Ninja Turtles too, and he loves them, but not the one that I watched as a kid. It's the one that has the guy from the zany dude from Parks and Rec, and like voice actors I recognize, and it's so distracting. Or like the new DuckTales, that has David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck, which like points for casting a Scotsman as a Scotsman. Always. It's hard to fake, right? But like, and they're just carrying on because the original voice for Scrooge McDuck was also an actual Scot. I did love Ninja Turtles. You're 43, right? I'm noticing slow frame rate. Yeah, I'm sorry. As hell today. Like I say, connect the first fucking place. I don't know why. We've only got about 5 more minutes anyway. No, I loved Ninja. I was about his age, but not the one that they watch. they've remade so many things that now the version that they watch is not the version that I'm familiar with. And like, I'm going to refamiliarize myself with the fucking Ninja Turtles. That's not nostalgia. What? And like April O'Neil used to be like a super like kick-ass redheaded character, lady character, and like that she's a yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it now. Okay. Make with the playing. No,
There's no camera?
yeah, right here. See?
No. Man,
Yeah.
that is very loud.
I know. So whatever y'all are doing in the house, can you give it a rest for just a few minutes and let me finish up here, please?
We weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
We were just watching movies.
Yeah, on Netflix. And I'm glad it's over because maybe I'll actually get 5 minutes of Seriously, you have no idea how ironic this is. Please go in the house. I will be in a few minutes. And then we're going to make pizza and do all the stuff we're going to do this afternoon. Go in the house. I love you. I will see you in a few minutes. That was amazing, right? She finally got to, she told you, like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh. Oh, good grief. Ugh. I don't think that was the whole thing anyway. So let's just go back to YouTube and see what I see over here. Because we're going to do it now. We're going to do it now. Oh. Yeah. See, I swear this is the same video. It says it's 6 minutes, 48 seconds, and that's the right length, right? You said it was about 7 minutes long. Okay. No. Really? Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh, oh. Wow. Y'all see me crying? Ooh. Damn. Yes. That was so worth it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Stream lagging a lot, and it's almost an hour, so I'm a bounce. Okay. Good timing, I guess. I'm sorry, honey. Thank you. I hope that was worth the wait, because and I don't know if y'all could hear that, but like, I need to copy that down into one of my notebooks. Like, wow. Mm. You were right. And I never said you weren't. Mm-mm-mm. Fun is an interesting. Yeah, it was fun. It was, I love it. I love it. Like, it really does encapsulate a lot of what I've been talking about. I mean, shoot. I hate poem analysis, but like, I don't know. I know I hate it. I've just done it so too damn many times in bad English classes. Like, because the metaphor there is just so like, oh, that's good writing. Mm, The symbolism is it's beautiful. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And the timing of little man's interruption right before that was great, right? Wasn't that hilarious? How do they do it? How do they know? I swear they have some sort of internal. They did, oh, because his daddy's just as bad. His father is just as bad. That man will somehow call me like just as I'm getting into something. I don't know how he knows. I don't know how he knows. You don't need to analyze too much. You know what she's talking about. No, I know. But to like go over it, you know, like there's a couple of points that she makes that I feel like maybe deserve further exploration. Does that make sense? And I do not mean to be disrespectful and say that she was not thorough. She made her point very well, but just as far as exploring the feminine experience, that seems like a nifty jumping off point. Perhaps. What do you think? Right on. It's got a little bit of everything, generational stuff, macabre. I love that she used that word. That was so wonderful. We got one more ad theoretically coming up. I'm gonna let it run because I'm gonna be off here in just a minute. I was supposed to be off here 10 minutes ago, but I had to do that for you. I said I would, and then I forgot. So I had to do that for you. And then at that point, it'll be so. I'm gonna interrupt me when I'm trying to talk lady business. I don't care who you are, how old you are. That's gonna make me a bit forceful with what it was I'm trying to do. I've met her. She's got mad presence. Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you. And I think I'm gonna go and rewatch it here in a little bit. After I gotta take a brain break. I need to like go put on some ghost videos or something stupid and like just not think about anything for an hour or two. And I wonder if I'm gonna be able to get away with that. We'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And like I say, there's a whole lot there. She kind of touched on different things, and took it in a few different directions. And I think that, especially if I could look at it in print, I think it would be pretty easy to sort of take this chunk and be like, okay, the theme of this is generally that, and kind of expand on that, and then the theme of this bit is generally that, and sort of go from there. I do. I think there's just a lot there. So, and it's nice because it's fresh, in a way that it's like she is talking about feminist politics and whatever, but like acknowledges that that's what it is, and then doesn't stay there. I love that it's so materialist in that way, and talk about so the blood is both literal and symbolic, which is great. Like I say, that's just good writing. um and don't I love me some good writing. Solid stuff. But yeah, so it isn't like a work of feminist philosophy that's like, I don't know, is it my imagination, or is a lot of that stuff like Superman focused, like super, really, really focused on the masculine. Ironically, a lot of supposed radical feminist stuff is all men are evil and blah 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 blah. It's like, why is that your thesis? What? Aside from it being a faulty thesis, why is radical feminism about any of that? That's No, you want to get to the root of women's oppression. I'm pretty sure that is the inescapable physical differences between men and women, and anything that is an outgrowth of that. Um, how much beyond that is organic? I'd love to know that. I sure wish people were studying that. I say that over and over again. I have basically only my own observations to go on there. But the period thing is great for several reasons as a starting point, because that's that shared good girlhood that supposedly doesn't exist. Does every single young girl on earth get her period? No, I guess not. I don't know what the statistics on that are. I thought men could get pregnant. Yep. Not on this channel, bucko. She wrote a whole story made out of poems about anarchy, the black slave that they used for medical experimentation, defiant gynecology. Oh. And I'm going to go ahead and let her be the one to speak for that. That's horrifying. Oh. But that's not a legacy that I feel prepared to speak on personally, other than to say that. How awful and horrifying and just the worst of humanity. Like, that's. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one because I'm about to get off here. And I'm sure that story is very well written and articulate, and I hope that it sells very well. And it's wonderful that they have such an articulate and charismatic person to speak on that subject. But I don't feel that it's my place to say anything other than that's horrifying and disgusting. Um, it's a hard read, but worth it. She signed it for me. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm not saying I'd never want to read it. Not right now, though. Like, I don't even have time to work on my. You know what I did? You know what I did last night? Like, I couldn't help myself. I had to sit down and get part of a scene written out because I went on a walk and I was sketching it out in my head, and I was like, well, shit, I might as well just write it down when I get home. So, work on the book continues. Whether I intend it or not. Hooray. You know how inspiration is. No, I don't want an ad right now. I'm trying to wrap this up. Good grief. I like books that smack you in the brain. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm sure it's a great story. I'm sure her book is fantastic. Based on what I just saw, that was some really solid writing. I don't have time to read anything right now. That's what I'm saying. I barely have time to read headlines, okay? Like, what was treating this as a full-time job, and the little guy is still home from school for summer vacation for another week, and. Okay, so, like I say, last night I just grabbed like an hour or two. I could not help myself. I just had to get it out. Like, it's still writing itself in my head, whether I wanted to or not. And I'm not sure what would happen if I just let that shit build up in there over like a length of time, but I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out. I will want your book too, and I want a signed copy, just putting it out there. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Shit. If I have them to give away, y'all all getting a free signed copy. Are you joking? Yeah, because I just want it out there. And I've been thinking about that. The idea of giving away copies of one's work, feels a bit counterproductive to the whole funding one's efforts thing, right? But on the other hand, like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, I want people to read the damn thing. Yeah, that's really my goal. I really, really, really want people to read my book. So, yeah, you want a signed copy? Mwah, it's yours, okay? I just got to get it finished and get it out, get it ready to. I'll buy it, but you sign it. Oh, you're sweet. That would also be wonderful. I have no idea what the price point's going to be at this juncture. And like I say, it's actually 3 books. So that I want to have them all written before I publish the first one. you know, and then kind of release them, I don't know, maybe one a year, one every 6 months or something. Seed copies? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. So like if anybody on here wants to read it and can't afford to buy it for whatever reason, I will just give you a copy. If I can't, I'll order 100 copies myself or something. I don't know. And I'll probably just give them away to people I know too. I mean, fuck it. I want people to read the damn thing. That's the whole point, really. And hopefully be touched by it and want to talk about it. Like that's the dream right there. Is there a theme? uh, the whole being a woman in a masculinized world thing is a big theme. Let's see. And just sort of those two different approaches to life. If I can read all 3 volumes of Das Kapital, I can for sure read yours. Right? I'll buy it, just don't gouge me. No, yeah. I mean, obviously, I want a reasonable price point for this thing. I'm thinking maybe $25 max, for a hard copy, like a hardback copy. It's not going to be like a big. At the moment, the damn thing is 120 pages or some shit like that. The first installment, like they're not outrageously long. It's split into 3 because, well, 3 is the magic number. And there are 2 cliffhangers that like it just sort of naturally split that way. So theoretically, I could put it into 1 big tome and split it up into 3 books internally, hardback and signed. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Das Kapital should be free, right? That's true. That's agreed. Oh, this is so nice getting to talk about the book for a minute. Thank you. Yeah. Caleb, as far as the book, like the general synopsis would be like Victorian historical fiction with witches, which is fun. It is free. Oh, good, because that makes sense, doesn't it? And thematic clarity is what I'm working on with this draft that I'm about, I don't know, maybe 10-15% of the way through right now. So the theme is still, you can find it on the Marxist website. Nice. The themes are still a little underdeveloped. And that's what I'm focusing on developing right now is theme and symbolism, because a lot of times symbolism is how you communicate the theme, and the poem we just listened to is a very good microcosmic example of what I'm talking about, where you kind of repeat the words and sort of shift the meanings as you go, so you like carry people along. And I still don't want another ad right now. Oh my gosh. I'd post a link, but YouTube would just delete it. Yeah, probably. I'm sure it's easy to find. I don't know. I heard somebody say something about the amateur web or something like that the other day. Like basically, apparently, there's a secondary, because there's the mainstream web, right? Like Google and all the sites attached to that, and then there's the dark web, which is sort of this simultaneous, parallel network that isn't connected to Google or a lot of anything else, that you have to, know the URLs to access those sites and whatever. Yeah, so apparently there's something like that that's not evil. And they made it sound like it was implied that it's just, maybe a bunch of geeks who are tired of all the curation and censorship and whatnot. So, anybody ever hears anything about that, let me know about that. I'd be curious to learn about that. Just call me Fagin. Sorry. Yep, superficial web, mid-web, and dark web. Ah, okay. That's interesting. Because, like I say, I'm not a computer geek, but I've known so many that is perfectly plausible to me. Like, I understand how that would work. You have. Oh, cool. And radio? Well, yeah, there's pirate radio, but it's not the same thing at all, is it, really? Tor Onion. I use it when I need to. Yeah, right. Okay. Something to look into if I ever get bored again. No. The way these things work, it'll probably be relevant at some point. I don't know. Intuition's funny that way. I've noticed the things that just sort of catch my attention as they drift by will end up being relevant later for some reason. So, the old web. Probably, yeah. Anyway, you guys, I could sit here and shoot the breeze with y'all all day. This is so much fun. But I need to eat something, as always. I didn't get to eat before I got on air. I'm not going to eat on camera because I just don't want to. I'm just not comfortable doing that. I don't know. And I have to come up with something for tomorrow. So wish me luck with that. Video premiere tomorrow at 11, whatever that's going to be. And I am slowly collecting topics for more video essays, I don't want to just do the responses, but man, guys like Hassan Piker are truly just a bottomless pit of content for people like me. Such idiots. You watched the poem. I can die happy. Well, hopefully not tonight, right? You just got up. That was a beautiful poem. Thank you so much for pointing me to it and insisting that I watch it and being a good friend in that way, because I am just a little bit flighty in that I'm always preoccupied with whatever's, going on in here. And I acknowledge that. So on that note, I guess I'm going to fly right out of here. Because, yeah, I got to eat, you guys. I think I'm starting to get a bit spacey. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 11 with whatever that is. Have a good one, guys.